On a Tuesday evening in November, a cardboard box sat on the side of the road in the rain. 3 holes punched in the top, 4 words written on the side in black marker. Please take care of her. Marcus almost didn't stop. 40 feet from his exit, tired, already soaked, he stopped anyway. What was inside and what happened over the next 3 months will stay with you long after this video ends. The box was sitting on the shoulder of Route 9, between a guardrail and a puddle that hadn't existed an hour earlier. It was a Tuesday evening in November, and the rain had been falling since noon, the kind of steady, indifferent rain that soaks through everything and apologizes to no one. Marcus was driving home from a 12-hour shift when he saw it, a cardboard box, maybe 18 inches square, sitting in the mud with 3 holes punched in the top. He almost didn't stop. He was tired. His exit was 40 feet ahead. He stopped. On the side of the box, in black marker, someone had written 4 words, "Please take care of her." No name, no explanation. Just 4 words in handwriting that looked like it had been written by someone who couldn't see clearly. Marcus stood in the rain for a moment, reading those 4 words. Then he picked up the box, put it in the passenger seat, and drove home. He called his sister from the parking lot. "I found a kitten." "Marcus, she was in a box, in the rain. Someone wrote, 'Please take care of her' on the side." A long pause. "I'll be there in 20 minutes. His sister, Claire, was 31, a pediatric nurse with 2 plant houses she had managed not to kill, and a long-standing theory that she was not an animal person. She arrived with a bag from the pet store, a carrier, and the resigned expression of someone who already knew how this was going to end. The kitten was sitting on Marcus's couch when Claire walked in. She looked at Claire. Claire looked at her. "She's enormous," Claire said. Not the size, the presence. The kitten had the kind of stillness that made a room feel smaller. Marcus said, "She hasn't made a sound." "What's her name?" "I don't know." Claire sat down on the couch. The kitten walked across 2 cushions, stepped onto Claire's lap, turned around once, and sat down. Then she looked up at Claire with those gray-green eyes and blinked slowly. "Her name is Nova," Claire said. That night, Claire took Nova home, just for a few days, she told herself. She set up a small bed in the corner of the bedroom, showed Nova where the litter box was, and turned off the light. At 2:14 a.m., she woke up to the specific weight of a small cat sitting directly on her chest, staring at her from a distance of approximately 4 inches. "Nova." Nova blinked. "I'm sleeping." Nova continued to stare. Claire moved her to the foot of the bed. Nova walked back up. Claire moved her again. Nova walked back up again. They did this 4 times before Claire accepted the arrangement and went back to sleep with a kitten pressed against her collarbone like a small, furry anchor. By the end of the first week, Claire had learned 3 things. Nova did not acknowledge personal space. Nova had opinions about video call agendas and expressed them by sitting directly in front of the screen. And Nova's relationship with gravity was complicated. She leaped from surfaces with complete confidence and landed as if failure had never occurred to her. The funny moments stacked up fast. Nova discovered the bathroom mirror on day 3 and spent 45 minutes having a conversation with her reflection that grew progressively more heated. Claire filmed 4 minutes of it and sent it to Marcus without comment. Nova had also claimed the top of the air purifier as her personal throne. Not the soft bed Claire had bought, not the couch, not the heated cat mat that had cost $47. The air purifier. She would sit on it with the serene authority of someone who had chosen her seat at the beginning of time and saw no reason to reconsider. Claire had stopped trying to understand the logic. There was no logic, there was only Nova. Some stories are too good to keep to yourself. 3 weeks in, something shifted. Claire had come home from a difficult shift, a long day, the kind that follows you through the door and sits down at the table with you. She dropped her bag, didn't turn on the lights, and sat on the kitchen floor with her back against the cabinet. Nova appeared from the hallway. She walked over slowly, which was unusual. Nova's default setting was purposeful. She stopped in front of Clare, looked at her for a moment, then stepped forward and pressed her entire small body against Clare's chest. She didn't purr loudly, she didn't demand anything, she just stayed there, warm and steady, while Clare sat on the kitchen floor in the dark. No performance, no agenda, just presence, offered quietly, exactly when it was needed. Clare put her hand on Nova's back and didn't move for a long time. If this story is keeping you here, the subscribe button is right there, just saying. By the second month, Nova was not going anywhere, and Clare had quietly accepted this. Nova woke her every morning by sitting on her chest and staring until being observed became impossible to sleep through. She supervised every meal, every phone call, every book. The air purifier was Nova's, and always had been. What she hadn't expected was the way Nova changed the quality of the silence in the apartment. Before Nova, the quiet had just been quiet. Now it had texture, the soft sound of paws on hardwood, the occasional chirp directed at a window bird, the rumble of purring from the corner of the couch at 10 p.m. when the day was finally done. The apartment felt inhabited in a way it never had before. Not louder, just more alive. Clare's mother came to visit in month 3 and spent the first hour pretending not to be charmed. She failed when Nova climbed into her lap and began purring like something much larger than she was. "She sounds like a motorboat," her mother said. Well, I suppose that's that. This is the kind of love that deserves to be seen. Today, Nova is 2 years old. She still sleeps on Clare's chest. She still supervises the laptop calls. She still owns the air purifier with complete conviction. On the days when Clare comes home tired and sits on the kitchen floor, Nova still appears and presses herself against her. Warm, steady, present, every single time, without fail. Marcus visited last month and found Nova asleep on his sister's shoulder, while Clare graded papers at the kitchen table, completely unbothered, as if this had always been the arrangement. "You said you weren't an animal person," Marcus said. Clare looked at Nova. Her ear twitched. "I wasn't." Then someone wrote 4 words on a box. The box is gone, but those 4 words stayed. "Please take care of her." Whoever wrote them in the rain that Tuesday evening, they got their wish. Some things find you on the side of the road in the middle of a storm, and some things, once found, rearrange everything quietly and permanently until you can't remember what the silence felt like before. Did Nova choose Clare, or did Clare choose Nova? Tell me in the comments.